and welcome to my new video. This time I wanna share my art process of my latest digital painting. This one, it is called Rising. It is about rising above obstacles and how painful healing can be. So that's the whole concept behind it. And I also wanted to push myself as an artist and improve my oil painting. That's why I went with a huge canvas and I tried to outdo myself. The thing is, I haven't done that many oil paintings yet. It's something I've been learning more this year next to my job that is doing book art mostly. So that's the background of it. And yeah, I hope you will like it. It was a lot of work, for real, 3 months. So I'm just happy it's over. That's why I'm like, I made it. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Here's the hair flying around. I first started with a really rough sketch. I did that sketch when the idea for this painting came to my mind, so I don't forget it. And then I started posing a little bit. Then I continue with a digital sketch that I use as a base for my composition in the oil painting. Once I had my composition down, I started preparing my canvas with some gesso. Friendly reminder, you can paint along if you like, or grab a coffee or tea to just chill a bit. This video is gonna be a bit longer. And yeah, I did prepare the canvas to make it more stable. Then I did my first sketch on the canvas, and later on I added gesso on top so that the pencil strokes don't come through the oil painting as a protection layer. So yeah, I spent some time to get down a base sketch for the proportions. It's important. Furthermore, I haven't done a big oil painting like this yet, so I wanted the foundation really to be strong to make myself feel secure as well, because doing this project was a bit scary to me. However, I wanted to push myself, as I've noticed over the years, whenever I push myself the most with my art is when I learn the most. So that's one of the reasons why I went with this big project, and I think I really did learn a lot. Also, for future videos I will record everything differently. These are all the recordings before I decided to go to YouTube, so most of them are done via my phone, or parts of a live streaming I've done. Yeah, a little dance session never hurts a creative process. So once I finished applying gesso on the first sketch, I started with oils finally. I used burnt amber and just wanted to use the base sketch and do a sketch with oils, just to make the sketch more prominent, and I can work on it. So this whole thing took me quite some days. Honestly, about sharing longer videos, I really appreciate the fact that I can share better how long these projects usually take, and it feels really nice to share how much effort really goes into this, because I'm used to posting on other platforms, and usually it's a final product or just a few web images, and I think it's really hard to convey how much work this really is. So I'm really happy to be able to share it here. Back to the painting. Once the base sketch was down, I started to add in the values, as I am trying to work similarly to how I work digitally. And it's how I usually do my digital process. I add the sketch and then the base values. And this time I'm just using burnt amber for that. Once I was happy with the overall composition and base values, if you want, I started to block in the face. Here I focused to have the symmetry as best as I could and thinking about the lights and shadows. So I am blocking in the main shapes of light and shadow and always checking if I'm doing this alright, and then blending in between the different oil colors, which was kind of a struggle for me as I'm not used to using oils that much. But I think I'm getting the hang of it now. That's why practice helps. Well, not everything about this piece was technical though. I tried to also really feel the vibe I was going for. Sometimes when drawing, what helps me the most is to put on some music that really touches me and then create out of that emotion. So that's something that can be really helpful as well. For a long time, I've been very technical about doing art. I was very analytical, if you want, following my strict rules. And after a few years, I noticed, well, emotions are also quite important. I know. Of course they are. And so I try to implement that into my workflow. But that's not like I sit there like a robot. I'm like, I need to feel now for doing this. No, I just put on my favorite music and I do art that means something to me. As this piece, right? It's emotional. It's about overcoming obstacles in the dark past and how painful healing can be. And God, it is so painful. However, this painting is about continuing and looking up and not giving up. It's about hope and strength. Furthermore, I struggle a lot with health issues for many years, and I also made that part of this painting, as I'm trying my best in my personal life to get a hold of them and improve my health. I'm gonna tell one example. For many years I've been having asthma now, and for some reason doctors never believed me or told me it's all in my head. However, now I finally found a doctor that actually listened to me, and we figured out that I actually have asthma, which is huge to me. As for many years I did believe that it was psychosomatic, so I was feeling guilty for not getting better. I was thinking maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Turns out I just have narrowed bronchi and asthma, so yeah. But it gave me a lot of hope to finally get treatment for it. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below what your interpretation of this piece would be. I'm really curious to read about it. So back to the painting process. I have blocked in the main colors. I mixed them all on my palette, of course, and added them in part by part. And now I am at the stage where I'm starting to add more details. You can see me in the background streaming. That was on Twitch a while ago. And in the next part you can see me changing up the face a few times because I was not entirely happy how it turned out first. I did not like the lips first. I believed it looked too much like lip filler. I changed that at the end and was happier then. But yeah. I spent extra time on the face overall because it's the focal point being the part that is most important in the piece. And yeah, but I still added details on everything else as well, just trying to keep in mind where I want the eye to be directed at. That's why I also added so much flying cloth. Also it's inspired by classical art. I always like this epic paintings. They just, I don't know, they do something to me, so I want to do that too. It's so cool. Yeah. Overall, I think I really have a thing for epic art. That's also one of the reasons I like to do fantasy so much usually. Yeah. I think the next oil piece will also be a fantasy piece, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe. I always wanted to say that. No, honestly, please subscribe. I'm new here, I'm doing my best, and had a really rough time on other platforms because of how demanding they are. You know me, you know, social media, it's a lot for artists. Anyway, I'm trying to build myself an audience here, so I would be really thankful if you give me a like, subscribe, or comment below something. Would help me a lot. Thank you. Back to the art process. One of the biggest problems I had was I had to be really patient. And since I'm not super experienced with oil paintings yet, I was always a little bit afraid to ruin the whole thing. But I just sat through the fear and pushed myself over and over again to get it done. Especially at a certain point, I was just afraid to ruin the whole thing. But yeah, that's just how I am. I still keep going, no matter what. But I'm glad. I'm glad I finished it in the end. And I think I will be less afraid next time. So whenever you're afraid of doing something new, that you are not certain if it will turn out right, even if it doesn't turn out right, it doesn't matter. You still learned something and you faced your fears, so that's already great. And if it turns out nice, even better. I mean, you have nothing to lose. And I know it's always easy to say these things once you are in the situation and you feel like, oh no, I cannot do this. It's really hard to overcome it. So one of the few things that really help me is distract my mind sometimes if it goes to that place. So that's where multitasking comes in. And I just, for example, started streaming the process. So because I had the feeling once I had people watching me, I can't stop because I have this responsibility now. And so I tricked myself, This can be really helpful. Or you can watch a movie or something else on the side to keep you motivated. Or another artist doing art. And so you kind of do art together. Like this video, for example. Oh, yeah, but for real, it can help to distract yourself sometimes. That's my advice on the side. Because I think art has a lot to do with also trying new things and overcoming certain fears, if you ask me. And honestly, that can help a lot to try again. Not stop because you're not happy with one thing. It's good to keep going. You will always learn. I also think that's a pretty fun part about art. It's like a life journey. You will always learn and evolve. And if you stand still, sometimes that can be the worst thing that happens. At least that's how I feel about my art. If I stand still and don't do anything meaningful anymore, or don't challenge myself, or don't learn something new, I feel unmotivated. So yeah, I guess that's why I always give myself new ideas and new things to do. How do you handle these things? Feel free to share your stories down below if you create art or anything else, so we can exchange and I would like to read about it. So about the painting, I spent many hours on tiny details to make everything come together. As mentioned before, I would like to have a similar art style with my oil paintings than with my digital art, and I think I achieved that with this painting. If you like to see more of my work, you can just check out my website. I have my portfolio there, so you can see how similar it is. Furthermore, this original painting is available for buying. The drying time will be some months, so a pre-order is possible. However, you will have to be patient. It's just that I had to be while creating this. Otherwise, I will offer prints if anyone is interested. So in the painting, I continue to add more and more details and trying to refine everything. And I was procrastinating a lot in the last steps about this piece. As I mentioned earlier, I was just afraid of just destroying it, but everything went well. Especially doing all the hands was a bit of a challenge. But I went back and practiced it a bit on the side to make myself feel more comfortable, and then came back to it for a final round of polishing and detailing. On the last steps, I wanted to add more gold to this piece, as something I really like to do with my art, and to have some final polished details, and also refine the wings here and there and get a good mixture of details and lost edges. Yeah, here's the real time of it all. You can see you need patience. In the end, I was super happy that I pushed through the feeling of relief after a long project is just so satisfying, and I'm just happy I did it. Despite it taking so much time, I learned so much, and it's one of my favorite paintings. Really, it was totally worth it. I'm really happy. And yeah, I can only recommend, if you're scared of something, push through it, try it. You might be really happy in the end. And so was I. For the next paintings I will go with smaller size, I think. I say now, let's see, in the end I'm gonna do a bigger one. Well, no, I have to take a break. Oh well, let's see. Anyway, I enjoy doing oils a lot now, and despite hating AI with a passion, it scared me enough that I learned to do this, and it's fun. It's cool to have originals. It's something new, also a new possibility to also do for commissions, and it's just nice to have this one piece that no one else has. So yeah, and I like the textures of oil paint. I love it. It's so cool. That's something I find really hard, like the brush textures. They just feel better in real life. But yeah, otherwise it's really similar to how I paint digitally. Anyway, we are almost done with this video, and the reveal of the painting is coming soon. Of course, after finishing the painting itself, I had to also do some recordings and photos for my shop and for this video. So that was also some work on top, and I want to share that as well, just to show you how much actually goes into all of this. And here's my massive softbox that I got gifted. Here she is. I really hope you like it, and thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. I'm trying my best over here, and I hope you like her. This was a massive project, and I've learned a lot. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. If you have any video ideas you would like to share with me or request, share them down below, and I will do my best to see if I can make a video about it. Another thing, my shop actually launched today, including this painting that you can pre-order. So if you would like to get my art for your home, check out my prints or get in contact for me for projects, commissioning me or anything else, just check out my website. Thank you, thank you. How do you smile to yourself on a camera? That's so awkward. I can't. Hello, I'm smiling. Yeah.
Machst du es lassen?
Ja.
Mal kurz wo reingucken.
Wo reingucken?
In Video.
Ich?
Ich.
Du, ja. Hello, darling.